each of the top 3 makes him the worst performer, because Adrian Kershaw has also picked up 3 wins. So certainly there's some quick guys here. Dan North, championship leader, 3rd on the grid, and of course also the lap record holder. So you've got to think he's going to be one of the favourites here as the revs rise. Oh, Dan North, what a flyer. He gets away well, but I tell you what, the other 2 aren't too sharp, aren't too bad off the line either. I think Dan North looking for the inside, but McRae going to go for the outside swoop into Richie's there. Yes, I think it's paid off nicely as they go down towards Wilson's for the first time. Everybody cleanly off the light. Everybody disappears into the sunset. The marshals come back and furl their flags ready to go as we look down into Wilson's to see exactly what's going on. It's lots of blurry bikes coming through, and watching them say, oh, somebody onto the grass there, right out into the dry stuff. Fortunately, the grass at the moment, not too bad out there. They keep it upright. We'll pick them up in a moment, because they'll be the one running dead last as the leaders come up towards Agostini's for the first time through the tight corner that is Agostini's. Giacomoni have raced here once, I believe, and that was on 4 wheels rather than 2, but hey, what does it matter? He's a great champion, certainly deserves a corner after him. And now, is that McRae from North? Is that the way it looks? And there they go through Hamilton's. And apparently Dave Twyford went through there first. Mate. Yeah, we got one coming out.
Yeah, coming out of Agostini's. Looks like, yeah, rider is up and okay. It looks like a retirement as well. So we've got 2 riders who were on the start who are no longer in the race as they make their way around Oggies and on towards Williams and towards the Bentley straight then. So round that right-hander, that brings them onto the back straight, and they'll be heading towards underneath the bridge. But it is Luke McRae who has the advantage on bike number 16 at the moment, with the number 7 of Sean O'Hara, and the slipstream is just so important, especially on these CB500s.
Yeah, we're looking at the cameras. Got some reasonable cameras here. Thanks to Stuart and everybody here at Snetterton for sorting these out, and we can see them coming down through the Brundle-Nelson section there. No change at the front there. Still a very close battle between the top couple. A little bit of a gap back to 3rd place, man. Not quite sure who that is at the moment. It could well be Sean O'Hara. He certainly started very strongly indeed. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jake Cordy catching up with these guys as well. Obviously several different classes within the class. We're going to concentrate on the main class as they make their way down into Murray's for the first of 5 times. Onto the front straight we go. This is where the tail of the tape comes in. This is where we get confirmation of who's doing the right thing in the right place. Over the line they come then, and oh, look at that, tucked in tight, doing a great job out in front. That is Luke McRae. He's got 0.871 seconds. That's a decent gap. It's Sean O'Hara. Dan North is in 3rd. Jake Cordy does make up a couple of places, though. He's in 4th place. Then it's Robert Carver. Then it's Carter going backwards a couple. Moving up 4 places, though, on their opening lap. There is Mark Osborne, so a very good start for him. Abby Marshall stays here. She was in 8th place. Had a Pete Waddle in 9th. Then it's Grimes, Horner, Goff, Kearney going backwards a few places. Horner actually showing us making up 9 places then. So according to where he started in 21st place, Jamie Horner has come across the line very well indeed. So that's a great result from him. And Dwyer's also in the mix there, but out in front they're already down into Agostini's once again. I didn't realise that's not a different view of what's the name, because it's the second hairpin there at Agostini's. Too many sharp corners around here, mate.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. I'm just looking down here in the paddock actually, and the number 66 machine of, I think that was Billy Wood there. So Billy Wood was the retirement, and unfortunately the 93 machine of Gregory, that is Ryan Gregory, I believe, who unfortunately didn't come around to complete the first lap over there at Agostini. So we started with 27. We now have 25 out there on circuit at the moment as the race leaders once again make their way onto the back straight. And we'll try and pick them up as they go behind the Armco, then on towards Brundles and Nelson's. But Luke McRae had a 0.8 of a second advantage, and he's extended that by a further 0.4 of a second in the first sector alone. So he's broken that 1 second bracket on O'Hara as they go through the left at the end of the back straight, through Brundles and Nelson's, the left and the right. And Luke McRae then using all of the track and a little bit of more on the exit of the right-hander that brings them in towards the bomb hole. So looking up towards Corrams, the race leaders will be reappearing any moment now. And there is the number 16 of Luke McRae, and that is a very healthy advantage.
Boy, that is huge advantage. Now, interestingly, this race has only got 1 McRae in it. We're used to seeing 2 or 3 McRaes, but there's only 1 here. I'm not quite sure what's happened to Ollie. And his other brother Max has hurt himself, of course, in a bit of an accident. So a great shame. He was out for the year, I believe, and don't know where Ollie is, but I do certainly know where Luke is, and that is now leading by 2.6 seconds. Fastest lap. Got a new lap record there, Bradley. 2:14.615 out of the bag. That's a great result, and that's only his first flying lap as well. So he really is dominant, going a couple of seconds quicker than anybody else at the moment. Just checking my screen, doesn't seem to be any problems or penalties coming through as Carter goes past on Carver, Marshall goes through on Osborne, Horner goes past on Kearney, Grimes goes back a couple, Goff goes back one as well, Hayward passed on Stacey, Richard Hayward after that poor qualifying is up to 16th place overall, so clearly whatever troubles were giving you some grief there in qualifying have now been sorted out.
So it's a bit of a breakaway trio at the front there. There's pretty much equal distance between all of them. But look at this battle for fourth place coming out of Palmer's now. That's Jake Corty in fourth position. He is leading that particular challenge ahead of number 76 of Ian Carter as they go in towards Agostini's. But that is a group of around about 5 or 6 riders that go around the left-hander of Agostini's. Jake Corty just about holding on to the advantage for that fourth place position. Is that Pete Woodall up into 6th place as well on the all-red number 75 machine. So Pete Woodall, he started 9th. He's now up into 6th position. So great stuff there already.
Yeah, absolutely. Pete Woodall doing well, former MZ champion, of course, also podium finisher in power bikes as well. So there's not much that Pete Woodall can't ride, that's for sure. Yeah, started in 9th place, which is in relative terms a lonely place for him. He's still getting to grips with this bike though, but he's kind of back where he started at the end of our last lap. He'd like to be right up with Luke McRae though, playing in that slipstream, but I don't think that's going to happen as McRae goes a little bit quicker. McRae's just done a PB in sector 1 as well for a yellow, so somebody has actually gone purple out there at some point and got a little bit quicker. Be interesting to see if he goes even quicker. Will he crack the magic 2:14, crack into the 2:13s? Time will tell as he makes his way around Corums now, back down towards Murray's. Look at that lead. It was 2.5 seconds at the end of the second racing lap. This will be the end of the third lap, so just a couple of laps to go. Now we're looking for that battle for fourth place, because as you said just before, Bradley, that is where the action really is. These we've got 3-4 bikes there arguing over that fourth place. It's a pity this isn't the lead battle. There's certainly a very action-packed group there as McRae comes across the line then. He has extended that gap. Doesn't go any quicker, but it's still a 2:14, so still a very quick lap. And he does actually go purple in sector 2, so there's a faster lap somewhere out there, Bradley, because that was a yellow-purple for a slightly slower lap there.
Dan North has gone quicker than Sean O'Hara on that previous lap as well by 1.2 seconds, and he's closed the gap back down now to 0.691. So keep your eye on the number 39 of Dan North. He's in 3rd position at the moment, but he's charging hard after Sean O'Hara.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right there, mate. And obviously, this is an overall battle we're talking about. There's a class thing going on with Sean O'Hara. Lightweight that he is well, I won't say he's in a class of his own, but there's not too many people in the lightweight class. I mean, Sean can't help that. He's not the biggest of guys, but I tell you what, he's one of the quickest, that's for sure. And he seems to could be coming under threat though, bit by bit. You're going to keep an eye on that O'Hara North battle as they make their way up towards Hamilton's, I think they are now, aren't they? Yeah, that's them there. And is there any change at all? No, not quite. Yeah, Hamilton, deceptive corner, that one. I tell you what though, I reckon North is looking threatening, isn't he?
He's close enough there for the slipstream as well.
He's going to get a good tow, you're right, mate, yeah.
Yeah, he's run about the perfect distance behind as well to make use of that slipstream. But Luke McRae's already centre straight, I think. A Bentley straight, isn't it? Was it a centre straight? Front one?
We call it Bentley straight here, according to that, into Brundles. At least that's what it says on the sheet above my head there, anyway. Pete Woodall made up 3 places on that lap, actually, mate, so he really was. Robert Carver also made a couple of places as well, relegating Jake Corty by 1, so that is where the real scrap is. Abby Marshall lost out. She went back a couple of places too on that particular lap. So still chopping and changing going on as Dwyer makes up 3 places on that lap as well. Leaders though are back towards the Corums already.
Well, leader is, Luke McRae, number 16, is well out in front. He's already through the right-hander of Corums, and I believe that's a change of second position. I think the number 39 of Dan North has found his way through on Sean O'Hara as they come around Corums and in towards Murray's for what will be the penultimate time. So it is a change of second place because Dan North has found his way through, I suspect down the back straight using that slipstream, as the last lap flag now goes out to number 16 Luke McRae. So the yellow flag with the black cross out now, and just 3 miles to go. There goes Dan North, number 39. Let's have a look at his lap time on that lap actually. It's a 2:16.2.
So he's about a second or so slower than Luke McRae, who 6.5 seconds to the good with 1 lap to go. Be interesting to see if O'Hara can lift up his skirts there and get a move on. Here comes that battling group. Let's see if there's any changes. Yep, there sure is. Corty goes up one, Woodle goes up one, Carver goes back by 2 in that one, and Carter stays where he is. So very little between those guys. There's about half a second covering those 4 people in that battle. Horner makes up another 2 places to move himself into the top 10 as Kearney, the rookie, gets relegated. Abby Marshall is the leading rookie at the moment. There's a few rookies in this particular race, 5 of them by the look of it. So Abby doing very well in the championship, particular rookie championship. We'll worry about those a little bit later as the leader once again makes his way up towards Hamilton's. And there he goes, and then there's that battle behind. Now, has that been settled in favour of Dan North, or...?
Well, he's still in front of second position. Yeah, Sean O'Hara is not giving up on that one, is he?
Doesn't he?
Certainly does. And of course this is the final lap as well, so he's got the slipstream down the back straight all to himself really, because Dan North won't be able to make use of that on the next lap because there isn't one. So as they make the way round Williams and onto the back straight for the final time, Luke McRae is well out in front, and he'll be going into sector number 2 very shortly. So the first sector is from the start finish line to the bridge, and then the second sector from the bridge back round to... So Luke McRae then, he's through, and he's only 0.2 of a second away from the fastest first sector of the race so far. Let's have a look at North and O'Hara. Looks as though they were almost side by side. So we'll look up, and it is still North, is it? No, that's Sean O'Hara. O'Hara has taken second position back away from the number 39 of Dan North. So we're looking up towards Corrams. There comes the number 16 of Luke McRae. He's well out in front, had a 6.5 second advantage at the end of lap number 4, but the same can't be said for the battle for second position, because as they come around Corrams then for the final time, Luke McRae is going to go out of Murray's and take the checkered flag, but this battle for second place is most definitely undecided.
I'm looking for the suicide squeeze down the inside. It didn't come off as Luke McRae does indeed win the race. Fastest lap of the race at 2:14, 6:15, set on the second lap. Will we see a quicker lap between these two? They're holding each other up. Over the line they go, and it is Dan North who just holds off Sean O'Hara by 0.137 of a second there. Over the line then in 4th place. This is where the real battle has been for the entire race. They're a little bit further back, but here we go. The 4 over the line as quick as that, and it is settled in favour of Corty from Carver, from Woodle, from Carter. Then next up is Osborne. Go, mate.
Robert Carver was in 4th position until about 10 metres behind the line.
Brilliant stuff there from Robert Carver, so he'll be well pleased with that. Abby Marshall does indeed hold on to 9th place. More importantly, as far as she's concerned, she takes rookie honours, is also 3rd in the C1 class as well. So she'll be another one hoping for a spot prize. We do have spot prizes going a long way down the order here today, and we'll sort that out. I think we're paying down to 26th place if I remember, but fastest lap of the race, a new lap record, a 2:14, 6:15 to Luke McRae. So 25 points, pole position, lap record, and 25 points. You can't actually do better than that in a race, really, can you, mate?